Well, hello there. This is Mark Edelman, speech-language pathologist, and welcome to the teaching of talking. This particular video is going to be about where is the best place to go for speech therapy. Now, I know that there are many people out there who have suffered from stroke, and they're still looking for the best place to go for the best speech therapy. And then, of course, there are new people who've had recent episodes of stroke or aphasia or apraxia, and they're also looking for a place to go. So it's quite a task to do the research and find out where the best place is. But I've got an answer for you, okay? I think the answer, as far as the best place to get speech and language therapy for aphasia or apraxia or delayed speech or language, is home. And you might say, oh, what do you mean, Mark? Home? Don't I have to go someplace? Or no, okay? So the concept here is that, the home is the best place to be. Yeah, I love being at home, and most people love being at home too. Now, it doesn't work that way with everybody, but here's the thing that we do that we think enables people to really progress, and that is we train the caregiver. What we do is we evaluate the person with a stroke or aphasia. We figure out what it is that's going on with them, and then we determine whether or not they would be a good candidate for speech therapy. Now, if they're a good candidate for speech therapy and they have somebody at home like a wife or a daughter or a son or whatever it is, if we find out that there's somebody at home who is very interested in helping the person with aphasia or apraxia talk, then that's the best place in the world for speech and language therapy. Because who knows the person with aphasia or apraxia better? Well, it's a family member. They know what they like to eat. They know what they like to drink. They know where they like to go. They know the friends that they have, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Now, here's the thing that most people don't realize. The thing is that if you have a particular type of aphasia and you're working with an expert speech-language pathologist, an expert who knows what to do, that expert knows how to do the therapy, and especially knows how to do the therapy in a very simple, easy way. Now, if you've got somebody who can teach a person with aphasia in a very simple, non-complicated, easy way, gosh, that's amazing. And if the speech pathologist can do that with a person with aphasia or apraxia, well, by golly, that same therapist could teach a caregiver. In fact, a caregiver could probably learn the methods that the therapist is using very quickly because they're very simple. And so once a caregiver learns therapy, learns how to do the specific type of therapy that is important for that particular person. Now, there's 100 different therapy techniques, and there's lots of different sequences. And then you've got to say, well, do I work on the apraxia, or do I work on the aphasia, or do I work on the apraxia first, or do I work on the aphasia? Family members just don't know. So what you have to do is you have to meet an expert, see if you trust that expert, and if what that person is sharing with you makes sense to you, then you go ahead and work with that person, and that expert can help not only the person with aphasia or apraxia, but can also teach the caregiver, because the caregiver's with the person who has aphasia or apraxia. in many cases 24/7. And, you know, most of the people I work with who have a loving caregiver, the person with aphasia or apraxia really enjoys working with them. And it's like a three-way team. We work with the individual with aphasia and apraxia, and then we get a result. And then I have the person who's the caregiver or the family member do the same thing. And they get quite good at it. In fact, after a while, they become very good at it. And the progress that the person with aphasia or apraxia makes is just amazing. Well, why is it amazing? Well, because that person is at home maybe 7 days a week. Maybe that person is exposed to a loving caregiver 7 days a week. Maybe a number of hours a day. And we can teach the caregiver or family member very simple ways to help the person with aphasia talk, and teaching them in a way so that they don't step on anybody's toes. Now, one of the problems with speech therapy sometimes is that, number one, they're given babyish stuff to work on. No, we don't do that. We work on conversation so that the person with aphasia and the caregiver and the therapist learn how to talk again through a conversation. And so it's very nice. Now, we don't do notebooks either, because speaking is not about doing notebooks. Speaking is about one-on-one interaction, which involves a question and an answer. That's what speech is. If you think about it for a minute, and you think about what goes on in a conversation, or the next time you're in a conversation, think about what goes on in that conversation. It's almost always a question followed by an answer, another question by an answer followed by a question. You know, it goes back and forth like that. So sometimes, you know, in some cases, notebooks may be okay, but they're not good for interaction, for conversation, because they don't deal with conversation. If you're going to help a person talk, they must learn how to interact and converse, because that's what talking is. Talking is a conversation. So if it just makes sense that if talking is conversation, then that's what you do in therapy. You get them back to conversation just as soon as possible. What does that include? Question, answer, question, answer. So where's the best place to get speech therapy? Is it Muckety Muck Hospital in Muckety Muck, Missouri? No, it's right at home. What you want to do is you want to find the best therapist you can, the best expert that you can, hang out with that person, see if that person is really the type of person you want to work with. You're going to evaluate if you think that person can help your loved one talk better, and you'll know right away. You'll know within the first visit if the therapist is any good or not, because if the therapist is able to get results and show you and have you participate to get results, then you're in the right place. Well, so I hope you've enjoyed this little video. It's about where's the best place to get speech therapy. I believe it's home. Home with a caregiver who's been trained by an expert, preferably in the teaching of talking method, because the teaching of talking method is all about conversation. You know, I've been practicing this stuff over 50 years, and I've realized that conversation is really what talking is. So if that's what it is, that's what we want to help the person do who has aphasia or apraxia just as soon as possible. So if you like this video, kindly give us a thumbs up. Kindly subscribe if you like the material that we're sharing with you. And down below the video, if you click on the title, you'll see a brief explanation of this video. And there are a bunch of links in there. So if you want to schedule a free consultation with me, or if you want to get either one of our books, one is on aphasia, one's on apraxia, or if you'd like some personal mentoring, or if you'd like a video program that outlines the teaching of talking method, it's all down below. So we hope that you'll become a member of the Teaching of Talking family. So we hope that you have a great day today, a great week, a great month, and of course, a great year ahead. Bye-bye now.